What up, fellas? So one of my viewers asked me this question: how many guys does a girl usually talk to? Now, this is a very vague and generic question, right? I mean, short answer, it depends on the girl. Long answer, here we go. Guys, you always have to assume that most women, including the ones in marriages and relationships, are single in the Western society nowadays. Why is that? It's because most men are not alpha, are not masculine. I don't even want to keep using the word alpha. They're just not simply masculine. And a lot of guys have this misconception of masculinity, right? They think, oh, all you gotta do is lift a lot of weights, big old traps, and walk around with the bro tank on. No, that's not what makes you masculine, fellas. It's a mindset. And again, I can make a whole video telling you guys how to be masculine because, man, that, matter of fact, you know what? I should make a live stream on it someday when I get enough subscribers on here, because it'll be worth my time at that point then, right? Because you guys already know I love to talk when I'm in front of a camera. So when I have a live stream, it's gonna be at least 2 hours long. So I gotta have some worth out of my time, right? To be talking shit for 2 hours. Anyways, so yeah, I should make a separate video or live stream, whatever, to explaining how to be a true masculine man. It's a lot more in details than just quick fixing something. There's no such thing as quick fixing it to become a masculine man, unless you have been raised into a masculine family, unless your father himself is a masculine person, or you have another masculine figure growing up in your life, father figure growing up in your life who taught you all this. Anyways, because yeah, most men are not masculine. That's why most chicks are single. Now, does that mean that a woman who is in a relationship and a woman who is dating in a marriage is going to be easy to get with just because her man is not masculine? Not necessarily. That's when you have to ask yourself certain questions, such as, why do I want this woman? Why is it even worth it? Why is it worth it of me trying to pursue a woman who's occupied by someone or something else? And am I actually masculine enough? And on top of that, do I have what it takes to even initially attract her, the looks, money, status, whatever she's attracted to? Am I the best version of myself? See, a lot of things start to add up when you're trying to pursue women like that. And all of these things have its own set of headaches. So is it really worth it pursuing somebody who's in the relationship? If you ask me, no, it's not. But that's not what we're here to talk about. But knowing that most women are single, now the next thing you have to look at is, how good does she look? Now, I'm not going to talk about how all women think they're dime pieces. I'm not going to talk about how many options she has. I'm talking about mainly the guys who she considers sleeping with on a consistent basis. That amount of guys is what I'm considering right now. And that is going to depend on her true sexual market value. Every woman knows where she falls in the sexual market value, in the totem pole, from 1 to 10. She knows deep down exactly where she falls. If you ask her, most likely you're not going to get the right answer from her. But you yourself, when you look at her, you most likely would also be able to tell where she falls on that totem pole by two big things. Number one, how many likes is she getting on her Instagram or on her other social media platform, because most women have social medias nowadays. And number two, where her Snapchat score. I made a whole video talking about this, what her Snapchat score says about her. This video actually overlaps with that video. So if you want more information on how many guys she's talking to, go check that video out as well after you watch this one. The title is What Her Snapchat Score Says About Her. Just type that on the search box and then put my name at the end, Zeekpeak. It'll pop up. But yeah, these two things is going to determine very quickly for you where she thinks she falls from 1 to 10. Not where you think she falls, but where she thinks she falls. Now, I can easily come in here and say that, oh, she's a 7, she's a 8, she's a 9, she's a 10. But that is not going to determine how many guys she's talking to. What's going to determine is where she thinks she's at, where she really thinks she's at. Because a lot of women, as I said, if you ask them, you're not going to get the right results, right answer. Even the hot ones try to make themselves sound humble and say, oh, I think I'm a 7. Bitch, shut up. You know you're a solid 10. Why? Because, again, women are groupies. They don't want to upset the group by calling themselves a 10 and sounding so arrogant in the rest of them, because that makes the rest of them feel very insecure. And if a woman is making her friends feel insecure, or quote-unquote her friends, right, her fake friends, that means those girls are going to exclude her from the group. And now she either has to find another group, or she has to keep staying in that group while everybody knows how she feels about the rest of them. And a lot of backstabbing can start happening from that point on. A lot of backstabbing is already happening in women's friend circle to begin with. That's just how women are. They're vindictive as hell. But again, when I say women this and women that, I'm talking about majority, most. Not right. I'm not talking about the all women. There comes some asshole in here. Oh, I'm not like that. Bitch, shut up. Good for you. Go eat a cookie. You want a cookie for that now? What you want me to do about it? Anyway, so if a woman is a 6 or below, just know that the amount of true, how do I put it? The amount of guys that she truly desires are from 5 to 7. Okay? That's not to say that she doesn't have orbiters. Dude, her orbiters could be in the hundreds. But I'm talking about the amount of guys she actively wants to pursue, or the amount of guys she wants to pursue her actively are 5 to 7. Because 5 to 7 males are going to be wanting to be with that who's a 6 or below. Or let me rephrase that. 5 to 7 quote-unquote alpha males. Okay? Why? Because when a woman is a 6, the guys who's really going to want to be with her, the guy who's really going to pursue that are going to be guys who are 8s. Usually it's 2 notches above of where the woman is. So if a woman is a 4, the guy who the guy who's really going to want to pursue her are going to be guys who are 6s. And these are the guys you have to watch out for if you're wanting to pursue her or sleep with her and do all sorts of things, right? Personally, I don't recommend you pursue a 6 or below anyways. They're nothing but a quick pump and dump. Not even rotation material, okay? But if you must, hey, if you're trying to just get your foot in the door, get your ears wet, and it's a quick pump and dump, whatever situation you're in, these are the guys you have to look out for, because these are the guys who most likely are not red pill aware, are most likely are beta as hell in the head, in the mindset, right? That's why I say quote unquote alpha males, because they're not really alpha males. They're just fake alpha males. Maybe they have the looks, maybe they have the money, maybe they have the status, but their mindset isn't there. That's why I wouldn't call them real masculine or real alpha males. But there are a handful of them who, for a woman who's a 6 and a below. Again, a woman has to see herself as a 6 or a below. If you think she's a 6 or a below, but she has 300 likes on her Instagram profile, no, she obviously doesn't think herself as a 6, right? Which is my next group. I'll talk about it in a little bit. If you think she's a 6, but her Snapchat score is in the million, obviously she doesn't think herself as a 6, right? One of the guys asked me a question, a good question. He said, well, what if a girl's Snapchat score goes up from 80 to 100, or like goes up to 80 or 100 in one day? Does that mean she's talking to a guy? Dude, that means she's talking to multiple guys. A woman's Snapchat score is not in the millions just because she's talking to her girlfriends. Come on, dude. Wake the hell up. These are the bullshit I'm talking about that you guys need to be aware of. Fuckery that you guys need to be aware of. Just because they're telling you, oh, they're just my friends I'm talking to. No, this is not just your friends, baby girl. You're not going to fool me with that crap. So yeah, she has to see herself as a 6 or a below. And every woman, as I said, knows deep down where she falls. And that's when you'll see more and more guys, or I should say, and by the way, fellas, why is that, okay? Why is that when a woman is 6 or below, that she thinks she's a 6 or below, that her, her options are from 5 to 7? Why is that? It's simple, fellas. Because women who are 6s and belows are extremely insecure already. Like, women are already insecure, right? But 6 and below, they're extremely insecure. So when they have a quote-unquote alpha guy that they think are really alpha, they don't want to let go of him. And as I said already, most alpha males, true alpha males, are not going to go down that low and want to stick along with a 6 or below chick, subpar looking woman. Most all-around alpha males. Now, my next group is women who are 7 and above. Again, when a woman thinks that she herself is a 7 and above. And I like to think that these women have at least 10 to 15, again, quote-unquote alpha males that they want to pursue, or want these guys to pursue her. Again, these alpha males, I can't put enough emphasis on this. These alpha males might not be your true alpha males. They might just have the looks, and the woman wanted money, status, whatever he has going on for himself, whatever external stuff he has going on for himself. Most likely he's not alpha in the mindset, because most alpha males, even if she's a 7 or above, don't really pursue a woman if she's playing wishy-washy. And the reason why the guy who asked me this question is because he likes to know when to stop pursuing based on her behaviors, which is how much wishy-washy games she's playing with me. And the only way to figure that out is understanding this video right here, understanding the dynamics. Again, if you ask me, I only have a one chance rule. I don't care how hot the chick looks. I don't care how insecure she feels about herself. I don't care, blah, 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 blah. Whatever she is going on in her life. She only gets one chance with me. But some of you guys might still want to give them a little bit more chance than one chance. And that's when you need to look out for these signs. As in how many guys she might be talking to. Then that will determine what your chances are, or if you should even pursue that or not. Because if it's a lot of guys, there's no point pursuing that, right? I'm pretty sure that's why the guy who asked me that question asked me that question. That was the main reason behind that. And that's why I say that most alpha males don't even pursue that. Real alpha males, that's okay, she's making it seem way too hard. I'm not gonna play with that. Dude, if you can't even get a girl out on a first date, like, your personality, your alphaness, your masculinity, that doesn't even apply to any of that yet. That's all on her at that point. You're doing everything right. I have no complaint on you, bro. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. If she's not playing along with your program, that's on her. That is not on you at all, buddy. Just know that, okay? And most alpha males just don't have the time for that bullshit. So yeah, if she's a 7 or above, I like to think she has at least 10 to 15 guys actively. Again, she might have thousands of orbiters, but 10 to 15 guys, that's what she wants. For example, Lori Harvey, Steve Harvey's stepdaughter. She has, millions of orbiters, doesn't she? But she only is sleeping around with, actively being with, a handful of quote-unquote alpha male, right? This is the perfect example right here. These guys are in the music industry, are in the entertainment industry. Right now she's with Michael B. Jordan, right? So if you look into the celebrities that she dated, it's 10 guys max? So 10 to 15 guys that she's actively pursuing or wants to be pursued by. Again, none of these guys, in my opinion, Well, I don't want to say none of these guys because I don't know any of these guys personally, right? So that would be a false examination. But I would like to say most of these guys are not alpha, quote unquote, real alpha. Because number one, people in the Hollywood are not alpha to begin with. Most people in the Hollywood. Most guys in the Hollywood. And number two, if you yourself were really a high value man, a really a quote unquote alpha male, masculine man, you wouldn't be taking pictures with her. You wouldn't even make her your girlfriend. I don't give a shit who she is, Lori Harvey or the next Victoria's top secret model. All right? I don't give a shit who she is. Real alpha males at that level who has that much fame and money and status are getting most of the women. So there's no way in hell they will ever get into a relationship with chicks just because she's an Instagram model. What is Lori Harvey? That's what she is. She's an Instagram model, right? She's a nobody. That's the perfect example of what I'm saying in this video right here. Lori Harvey and her dates. That's why I put the air quotes again on that alpha male. Just because you look like an alpha, they might have the looks, money, status for Lori, doesn't mean they're actually alpha. Because I promise you, if Lori Harvey came across an actual alpha male, the type of alpha males that we like to call toxic in today's society, I promise you, she won't be the one dumping him for anybody. Why? Because that quote-unquote toxic alpha male is going to have the looks, money, status, and most importantly, the mindset of a real alpha male, of a real masculine man. And she is going to get addicted, which is my next point, fellas. Don't worry about any of this. If you know that she's coming out with you to a date, and if you know that you yourself is a actual masculine man, you know you're gonna have this chick wrapped around in your finger. So that's what you should be focused on. And lastly, fellas, I say all this, all right? I like to say these numbers, 5 to 7 and 10 to 15 active pursuers. This is not set in stone. This is just what I've observed from majority of the women I have messed around with. And majority of the women I've messed around with are women from 6 to 10 in that department. Those women thought themselves as those 6 to 10 bracket in that range. I also thought that they were 6 to 10. So they were true 6 to 10 range women. And they were mostly white women. I've smashed every race of woman you can think of, but like overwhelming majority of them are white chicks that I smashed. So that's where I'm speaking this from. And we all know white girls have the most amount of options out of any race of woman, right? Again, I'm generalizing right now. Are there women who are Latinas and black women that look way hotter than most white women? Absolutely. Are there Egyptian women, Middle Eastern women who look way hotter than white women? Absolutely. But I'm generalizing. For the most part, white women are desired by most men in the whole world. And that's why I was able to pick up these cues and hints. Her Instagram likes, her Snapchat score, because the more likes, the more followers, the more Snapchat score she has, the potential of these numbers, 5 to 7 pursuers, actively pursuers, and 10 to 15 actively pursuers on those two different groups are higher to go up. There's more potential of those numbers to go up higher. The more attention she's getting from social media, because that's just what the dating market has turned into be today. It's all online now. And women are flying out to see these guys, hooking up with them right and left. If they're hot, if they're good looking, if they have money. That's just the animal we're dealing with today, fellas. So at the end of the day, these are all subjected to change. Nothing is set in stone. A woman who is a complete dime could have the shittiest self-esteem and could only be talking to one guy actively. A woman who is a 2, your Pillsbury biscuits can looking, English muffin man looking ass hoe, right? The logo from that Pillsbury biscuits can, the English muffin man dude. If she might be looking like him, and she might be talking to 50 guys actively. Who knows, man? Or she might be talking to 10 guys actively, right? So all of these things can change. Me personally, I like to stay in that age, in that bracket, in that number bracket from 5 to 7 and 10 to 15, because I have always had my guard up. I always keep my guard up, and I always like to assume that, because that helps me not get my hopes up, or that helps me search and look out and find red flags in her. When you have your guard down, when you have your hopes up for her, when you have expectations for her, you tend to overlook red flags. You tend to overlook a lot of things, and that's when you get into trouble. That's when you start thinking with the wrong head. But when you are actively reminding yourself, hey, this chick has all these guys, 10 guys, who she's actively pursuing, then the chances of you making a big mistake is low. It's all about saving yourself at the end of the day. And also, fellas, another quick thing, it's not just me coming up with these numbers out of my ass, me pulling these numbers out of my ass, fellas. A big thing that I forgot to mention of why I came up with these numbers is because the chicks who I messed around with from 6 to 10 in that range, I have always noticed under 7 girls screenshots from their Snapchat friend list. A lot of girls send me screenshots like that to show me how many guys they're talking to, because they know I'm a hardhead, and they're like, okay, I'll prove it to you, I'm not talking to any other guy. I'm like, I didn't even ask you if you're talking to any other guy. Yeah, but you're acting weird. So they'll send me screenshots of their snaps of the amount of guys in her list. See, it's only 5 guys. Like I'm supposed to be clapping my hands up and down. See, it's only 10 guys. They're all friends. Who the hell you? Never mind. These hoes, man. These dumbass hoes out here. They think they're gonna fool us with anything that they say, right? No, that's not happening, sweetheart. Not today. But again, fellas, I'm not perfect. I'm not God. I just share my experiences with you guys and what I've noticed. So, at the end of the day, do whatever the hell you want to do. Take my advice or don't. Up to you, man. Follow me on Instagram at Zeekpeak. Hope this video made sense. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, stay blessed, stay beautiful, and above all, stay classy.